Hello, Lisa Hiles here. I'm the B1 teacher. For those of you who are at intermediate level or an IELTS score of 4 to 4.5. Today it's lesson 16, friendship. And this lesson will look at vocabulary related to the qualities that make a good friend, and we'll be talking about important friendships, past and present. Let's look at the first slide together. Here we go. And I'll just get rid of myself in a moment. Phrasal verbs related to friendship. Can you guess what the phrasal verbs in bold mean? Okay, so we've got the words in bold, go back years, struck up a relationship at primary school, we soon discovered we had a lot in common, we still get on really well. What you have to do is look at these and match them to their meanings at the bottom, their non-phrasal meaning. Okay, good luck. Number 1, my best friend and I go back years to when we were both 5 years old. Number 2, we struck up a relationship at primary school. Number 3, we soon discovered that we had a lot in common. We both loved horses and we talked about them all day. Number 4, we still get on really well and regularly chat about our families and jobs. So which one means share similar interests? Which one means know someone for a long time? Which phrasal verb means begin a friendship? And finally, which phrasal means have a good relationship with someone? Okay, the next slide provides some further practice. Okay, so that's slide 1 to 4, but there's going to be another 4 questions in the same vein, in exactly the same way, and then we'll look at the answers. Okay, so here's the next slide. Good luck. Can you guess what these mean? Okay, so here we've got get on like a house on fire, fall out, make up, and see eye to eye on. Okay, here we go. Number 1. What's amazing is that our children also get on like a house on fire. They have great fun whenever they meet, and they love animals too. My best friend and I, number 2, hardly ever fall out. I remember that we once argued over a boy, but it was a stupid mistake. Number 3, if we ever have an argument, we make up again as quickly as possible because our friendship is very important to both of us. Number 4, we see eye to eye on most things actually. We both think that friends and family are 2 of the most important things in life. Okay, so which phrasal means agree on most things? Which means really enjoy spending time together, which means have an argument, and which means become friends again after an argument. Take your time to complete them now. Okay, so if you need more time, please go back and read my sentences again and try to guess the meaning. For those of you doing IELTS or an exam course, this is a really important skill that you bring from your own language. So it's the ability to look at new words in a sentence and guess what they mean from the other words that are around it. So it's guessing meaning from the context. It's a very good skill to have to improve your vocabulary. Okay, let's look at the answers. Here we go. So, go back years means know someone for a long time. So, for example, my best friend and I go back years to when we were at primary school. Okay, to when we were both 5 years old. So we go back a long time. We go back years. Number 2, strike up a relationship. That means begin a friendship. Yep, so my best friend and I struck up a relationship at primary school. Number 3, have a lot in common is probably an idiom known to you, means share similar interests. So a love of animals, a love of food, same hobbies. Yeah, you have same sense of humour maybe, have a lot in common. Get on really well, have a good relationship with someone. Number 5, get on like a house on fire is quite similar to have a good relationship, but it also means it's stronger. It means really enjoy spending a lot of time together. Yeah, like the interesting context, isn't it? Get on like a house on fire. Sounds quite destructive, but it's not. It means to really enjoy spending time together. Number 6, fall out is have an argument. And number 7, make up, is to become friends again. Okay, so it's not make up what you put on your face, but make up, become friends again after an argument. And see eye to eye on means agree on. How did you do? They're useful, aren't they? If you've got to sit an exam where you talk about friendship, or an IELTS test about friendship, these are the most common phrasal verbs that come up. Okay, that appear come up, that appear. Okay, shall we have a look at the next task that I've got for you? And here we see the same phrasal verbs that we've just looked at, and I give you the verb but not the preposition that gives it the phrasal meaning. Okay, can you remember? Please try to do this from memory. Okay, and at the end when we do the answers, try to notice the ones that you know and the ones that you don't, and record, keep a note of the ones that you don't know. Okay, put them in sentences so they're true for you. Here we go. My friend and I go years. Number 2, we struck a relationship at primary school. Number 3, we get really well because she understands me easily. Number 4, we have a lot common. We both like English language music and films. Number 5, people say that we get on a house on fire because we enjoy each other's company very much. Number 6, we usually see eye on the most important things like friends and family. And number 7, if we ever fall, we try to make again as quickly as possible. And here are the answers. My friend and I go back years. We struck up a relationship at primary school. We get on really well. We have a lot in common. People say that we get on like a house on fire. We usually see eye to eye. And 7, if we ever fall out, we try to make up again as quickly as possible. Okay, so that's the phrasal verb section of talking about friendship. The second half of the lesson is about qualities for describing your friends, and I'm focusing on adjectives. Okay, let's have a look at the task. Sorry, there we are. And it's a matching task. I'll say bye-bye in a minute. Okay, adjectives for describing positive qualities in our friends. And we've got here considerate, generous, trustworthy, reliable, and honest. And we have to match the adjectives with their meaning over here. Okay, so match 1 to 5 with A to E, but they're not in the correct order. Good luck. My best friend is, number 1, considerate, because number 1, my best friend is considerate because C, she thinks of others before herself. Number 2, my best friend is generous because my best friend is generous because D, she always gives her money and her time freely. Number 3, my best friend is trustworthy because number 3, my best friend is trustworthy because she's good at keeping my secrets. So I can tell her my secrets and I can trust her not to tell anybody else. Number 4, my best friend is reliable because my best friend is reliable because E, she always keeps her promises to me. She always does what she says she's going to do. So reliable, E, 4E. And finally, my best friend is honest because, of course, it's B. She tells me the truth in difficult situations. So what I will do is I'll just provide you with those answers there. 1C, 2D, 3A, 4E, 5B. Any problems with those? Go back, take your time, make a note, maybe look them up in a dictionary. Some more practice, here it comes. Do you remember a couple of lessons ago we did some vocabulary building? And again, then it was for describing people. It's adjectives for describing people's characters. And it was about the people that we like or admire. I think it was lesson 13. Here we have the table with the adjectives, the positive adjectives that we've just explored from their meanings. So considerate, generous, trustworthy, reliable, and honest. And to really further develop our vocabulary, I have provided the table. And what I'd like you to do is try to guess what the negative adjective might be and guess what the noun is. Okay, so your first step, for example, with considerate, you've got to give me the negative adjective. And then you've got to give me the noun. And I've tried to put the difficult ones in to help you. Good luck. Of course, you can use a dictionary for this, or you can skip ahead to the answers. Yeah, wait for the answers and then we'll do some more work on them. Good luck. Okay, and here are the answers. Considerate, the negative, inconsiderate, and the noun, consideration. Number 2, generous, the opposite, ungenerous, and the noun, generosity. Trustworthy, and its opposite, untrustworthy, and its noun, trustworthiness. Look at the spelling, trustworthiness. Next one, reliable, opposite, unreliable, noun, reliability. And here, honest, negative, dishonest, noun, honesty. I think the interesting ones to point out are when the pronunciation, so the word stress, moves. So here we have considerate, considerate, and the stress is on the I, considerate, inconsiderate. But the noun is consideration, consideration. So the word stress shifts. Generous, generous on the first E, ungenerous, but it's generosity on the O, generosity. Trustworthy, untrustworthy, trustworthiness, all regular. What about this one? Listen, reliable, reliable, unreliable, unreliable. But listen, reliability, reliability, reliable, ba-ba-ba-ba, reliable, reliability, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, reliability. So that's a good one to do. Honest, dishonest, honesty is as you would expect. Okay, so the word building tables are a very good tool for expanding your vocabulary very quickly. And I think when it's set out in table form, it really helps. It just works for the memory, doesn't it? So please feel free to use those as much as possible. If you can fit your vocabulary in those sort of categories, I think it really helps, especially if you're a visual learner. We're soon coming to our final slide, actually, which is your turn to personalise the language. Because in personalising the language, in thinking about making the language so that it means something to you, it's true to your life, the sentences are true about your life, people you know, your friendships, that will help you to remember. Okay, let's have a look. Here we go. Your turn. Considerate, generous, trustworthy, reliable, or honest. Number 1. Which adjectives would you use to describe your best friend or friends? Number 2, can you put the adjectives in order for you, where 1 is the most important and 5 is the least important? So look at the adjectives: considerate, generous, trustworthy, reliable, and honest. Can you rank them where 1, for example, it might be reliable as the most important, and 5, generous, the least important, for example. Make it so that it's true for you. Three, use these sentences to make statements that are true for you and your closest friends. So these are the phrasal verbs from the beginning of the lesson. I have selected 5 of them for you to experiment with. Okay, my best friends and I go back years. For example, my best friend and I go back 40 years. Okay. What about you and your friends? My friends and I go back years. 1 year? 10 years? Fill in the gap. We struck up a relationship at... Give me the place. For example, my best friend and I struck up a relationship at primary school. What about you? Did you strike up a relationship at school, at university, at work? We have a lot in common because we both, for example, my best friend and I have a lot in common because we both love horses. We both love food. What about you and your best friends? What do you have in common? Do you both love a hobby, an activity, food? Let me know. We get on really well because, so my best friend and I get on really well because we feel the same, we think the same about many things, and she understands me. What about you? Why do you and your best friends get on well? And finally, we see eye to eye on things like, so it means agree on, doesn't it? So my best friend and I see eye to eye on things like friendship and family. We both think they are incredibly important for a happy life. What do you and your best friends see eye to eye on? That is the end of the lesson. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope that you feel that you have consolidated and extended your knowledge of phrasal verbs connected to friendship and some adjectives to describe your best friends. Thank you for your time, and I hope to see you again very soon. Bye for now.